Stop me if you've heard this before. Los Angeles is a tough town to meet people, so if you're single, what do you do?
Our guest today is the nation's leading dating agent and image maker, relationship coach. David Wygant is here with some great advice on when, where, and how to meet people in this town. If you are single, David, you got it all figured out for us.
I do, but the problem in this town, people always say if.
What is
if?
If is not a word. People say if I can meet somebody. It's how, and it's simple. It's everywhere you go. People tend to migrate on that Friday night game plan,
sure.
you know, and it's so competitive on a Friday night. And I tell people all the time, if you observe everything that's going on around you, you can casually meet people. It could be in a office depot. It can be in a supermarket, and there's no competition. If you go up and you approach somebody doing something on an average, everyday thing, you can make a comment about it. It's so easy to look at you and say nice earrings, and you're walking around, you'd be like, really, you like them? You know, it's like, wow, where'd you get those earrings from, by the way?
Oh, well, I got these from a friend of mine. See, we already had a conversation.
Right. And then I'll ask you, is that a close friend of yours, right? So then it will be an emotional bond. So all of a sudden we'll start talking, and it'll be a conversation based on something that's real instead of something that's forced. Because a lot of men...
What's your sign, baby?
Right, what's your sign? Or, you know... Boy, do you come here often? Or, wow, we've had some really great weather today. You know, it's like...
Well, Mark has actually used that with some degree of success. Well, okay, particular spots...
Exactly. Yeah, you can do it.
Like, this, you know, horrible to make this... Whole Foods seems like a place where a lot of attractive women would go.
Whole Foods is a great place, but you got to know the times, too, because you got to hit people when they're open for talk. You know, you can't just go to Whole Foods and hang out from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock all day and go, there's a stalker in aisle 3. Oh, no, that's me. I'm in aisle 3. Let me go to aisle 4 now. It's between 6 and 8 o'clock at night, because what single people do, they're very creatures of habit. They'll go to the gym. They'll work all day long. They don't want to cook. So what happens is they'll go to Whole Foods, and it's really easy to recognize someone's single in Whole Foods. They're not buying a lot. They got one apple. They got a little tiny container of tuna fish, okay? They have one little roll.
But here's a question, though. It's the end of the day, you're tired, you've had a long day, and you're just starving. I get like a bear when I'm hungry, and I just want to go home. And if I'm at Trader Joe's and some schmo comes up and starts throwing those things at me, I might not be receptive. Do you find that can...
But it's not being the schmo. The schmo would come at you with some line that he read in a book. Okay, if I came at you and I observed what you were doing and I said, "Tuna, how's the tuna here?" I just kind of had a very simple remark to you. I just watched what you were doing a little bit, and you'll say the tuna's great. I go, "Wow, I've never had it here. Is this what you usually get for dinner?" And you're like, "No, I'm being lazy tonight," right? And you start engaging me in a conversation. So I'm diffusing you, because people that use pickup lines, you know, if a guy walks over to you with a pickup line, you're just gonna blow up. Because you could smell it coming. So I'll have a casual conversation. You won't think that I'm even hitting on you. And what happens next is that we're having a conversation based on real life things.
And you can even be more specific, because you said 6 to 8 at Whole Foods. When I was during my single days, when I was out there, I found right around 3:30, you could find all the divorcees, the yummy mummies, because they were going there just before they picked up the kids from school and that.
Yummy mummies. Okay, the yummy mummies. I love it. I live in Brentwood, so I know the yummy mummies, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So if you really want the yummy mummies, okay, I like the yummy mummies about 2 o'clock, because at 3 o'clock they're a little rushed to go pick up their kids, and the traffic is so bad. Right. And it's really simple to hit up the yummy mummies, but then there's the yummy daddies for all the yummy mummies, okay? And the fact is that yummy mummies and yummy daddies can meet at Whole Foods at 2 o'clock, because a lot of guys are out there picking up food and picking up stuff for their kids, too.
Is there any other place other than Whole Foods?
Yes. Let's move on to Starbucks. You say Starbucks is people are getting a little buzz, caffeine buzz in the afternoon.
It is. The afternoons are better in Starbucks, not in the morning, because in the morning we're all stressed out because we're driving in traffic. This town is built on traffic. You don't want to start having a conversation with somebody at 8 o'clock in the morning. So how's your day going? You know, I got cut off 14 times this morning. It sucks. Do you really want to know? So in the afternoon, people in the afternoon will go to Starbucks from 2 to 4 because they're dragging. Plus the fact is this is a later working town because we don't want to sit in traffic. So people will go there and you can look at them and once again look at a casual observation. So they order a double espresso. You could say, having a rough day. And someone's going to start talking. Yes, I am. My boss has been riding me all day long. I needed this espresso to get through the day. Listen carefully and start conversing with them about the coffee. You can start finding out little more things about them, and it's all about listening. If you listen, you can have a conversation. It's not about picking up.
You have a service. This is your business. So you go along with people and show them how to do this?
I do boot camps. I work with people one-on-one. I work with groups, and I take people out in their everyday life, and I teach them how to meet people, and I literally live with them for 48 hours. I've been all over the world. I sleep in their house. We go out, and I teach them how to actually understand how to meet somebody, because a lot of people don't understand how to have the conversation and how to bond, and it's really not about picking someone up and not about closing them, because if you intrigue somebody, they'll close themselves.
You say that dry cleaners is a good spot to also meet people, but my question for you is, what about just doing things that you naturally love to do? Are you not going to meet people there? If you are a big soccer fan, you go to some soccer games, you're going to find like-minded people.
Oh, absolutely. If you take yoga classes, start talking to yoga classes. I had a client one time, and, you know, she's a woman. There's probably 75% women, 25% guys in a yoga class. She goes, I can't seem to talk to somebody afterwards. I said, what are you talking about? Walk over to him and say, how was your class? Did you like being twisted like a pretzel today? You know, and the guy will immediately go, well, God, my hamstrings were killing me. And you'll start talking about something you like. Blockbuster is another thing to do. On a Saturday night, you've gone out Friday night, you've been unsuccessful, okay? You've done the same Friday night over and over again.
Don't do it.
You stood in a bar, right? You had your hands in your pocket. Don't do it. You go to Blockbuster, you're hanging out. People are there getting a movie. If they're not on their cell phone, they're getting one for themselves. They're not engaging somebody else in their line saying, honey, what movie do you want to watch? They're looking, walk over and go, I've seen that before. It's not great. Or, wow, I've never seen that. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Engage them in things that you like.
And does all this stuff work as well for women as it does for men?
It works for both sexes. Women need to be more proactive. Women in this town are very reactive. They complain about not meeting men. Men are visual dogs. We're Scooby-Doos on steroids. We notice you over and over. If you and I are hanging out, or you and I are hanging out, and a woman walks by, we see every angle of you. We don't ever just go, well, you know, because we have to report to our friends. We have to know, well, how was she from the back? She was great. How was she from the front? She was awesome.
Are you single?
I've actually been with somebody. We're trying to figure stuff out.
Good for you. I'm just curious. Because people always want to, you know, don't trust a skinny chef. You know what I mean? So.
Right. Don't trust a skinny chef, or don't date a guy that is always on the mark.
There you go.
Okay. David, thanks very much. For more information on David Wygant and his dating strategies, go to KTLA.com, and we'll link you right to this guy who has all the right moves here, looks like. Thanks very much, David, for being here.
Notice Hopper was taking notes.
Hopper doesn't.
He was not taking notes.